right, welcome back. As I get it together, maybe I will post even more videos. So today we are talking about, someone asked me in the comments what iPad games and videos I allow. Now, first of all, I will get right to it. I won't take long, but let me preface that if your kids are fighting a lot, if the iPad is supposed to help us, it's supposed to occupy them so we have some time, but I find that it's a slippery slope because you allow a little bit, it just keeps growing and growing and growing. And all of a sudden you're in a tough moment and you're like, they're like, can we watch this? And you're just like, yes, go ahead, go ahead. Okay, so this is the solution I have come up to. So first of all is remember, so the reason I'm doing this too is because I thought it was great in the beginning, is having kids that was like, okay, as soon as your list is done, then you can watch the iPad. Okay, well, the problem is that they were hurrying through that list and not doing it for the purpose of doing it. They were doing it for the purpose of getting to the next thing. So it was like just a task they had to get done because they had something better to do. Whereas if they don't have that as an option till a certain time, well, you might as well, you know what I mean? You might as well learn, you might as well read this, you might as well, because you have nothing else you could do right at this moment. And so I am also following the same principle and cutting down on the amount of TV I watch and stuff like that, because I'm finding that I would rather be on my phone and ordering some more curriculum or looking at more curriculum or researching something or searching something than participating in life sometimes. Or I am participating in life, but just to get to those times when I'm alone. So this is what I have come up with, okay? So I will show you the schedule should you want to see it. But essentially what we have is, so these are iPad afternoon games that I'm okay with afternoons. I have since gone through this and cut it down even more. But this Sunday list, so after Sunday afternoons, they can do more video games. That's Balloon TD6, not Balloon, but I think I'm getting rid of that one. But that's Minecraft, Water Physics, which is very boring, World Box, which is okay. First of all, there has to be no ads and no micro purchases in it, okay? Trench Warfare, which is what my son plays. Space Rocket Explorer. I did have Sim Simulator 2. Roblox, absolutely not. But here's the thing. This is the thing. So I put it down on a list and I put it out there. So now anytime anyone comes to me and says, hey, can I do this? Can I do that? There's no thought involved. There's no moment of weakness for mom who's like, oh, yeah, go ahead. No, refer the list. Refer to the list. And if you want to remove iPad from your kids and you want them because they're fighting more, they keep wanting to download new games, the games they play is boring, everything in life is boring, they no longer play with their toys, I would encourage you to wait another week. Because you will see through that week, all the times, it'll just like, it'll be motivation in your bank for when you have to say, okay guys, we're all going to do this as a family because we think it's better for our brains. It's not a punishment. And trust me, it's not going to be fun for a few days, but we're doing it so that we play together. So that we spend more time together, so that we have more fun together, so that we enjoy life more. Because right now, it seems like the only time we enjoy it is me too, when I'm on a screen. Okay, so that's like a version of the speech that I throw out there quite often before I do this. Okay, so games that I'm okay with, they have to be boring. If the game is too interesting, I get it, you want it to occupy them. But being bored, it's not your job to entertain them, and that's what I have to repeat to myself. They will entertain themselves. And yes, a little bit of structure is like in-breaths, we're all together for like a meal or some fun. And then out-breaths, they're doing something together or alone. In-breaths, we're all together again for some time. And then out-breath, okay? So kind of along those. So, and also keep in mind that the TV shows that we watched as a kid, and these are some TV shows, and I furthered that. What you're looking at is my official planner. That's right. So this is the schedule. I just like using Bible verses that I probably won't get to this year, but you know, it was a nice spot. That's the schedule that I got going on. And this is the TV show for all of us, because I'm encouraging all of us to watch TV together instead of them alone and us alone. You know what I mean? Inventioneers, Code Spark, Bloxels. I think I might get rid of Bloxels. These are just coding games. This one's $3.99 a month, and this one is. But the games they have, you can play other people's games here, and it's like it's the old games. Like it reminds me of Atari, like or Super Mario Brothers, the first one, like very basic jump, jump, jump. But I'm even might be considering getting rid of that. Yodo is, of course, the Yodo, which is all those things you can listen to. Canva, which they just create stories in. PBS Kids. Games and videos, which we all know they may be getting rid of, or I don't know. I try not to get involved in those things. Space Flight Simulator, it's not that interesting. You just build space flights. You just build rockets. Singing Monsters, Google Earth, Apple Music, GarageBand, Libby, D&D Beyond, which I think is so boring and they would stop playing anyway. So, but I have since come to the realization of this. So those would be afternoon games that would be allowable. Now understand we get up at like 5:30 a.m. So by the time you get to the afternoon, I'm like, do whatever you want, just leave me alone. But it's creating some problems and some sleep things and a whole host of issues, and no one wants to hang out because everyone wants to do the iPad, and it's a whole thing. But anyway, so as I probably digressed, the TV shows we watched as a kid, like My Little Pony, Rainbow Bright, Inspector Gadget, if you're from Canada. I don't know if you had it in the United States. I'm a dual citizen. I'm an American citizen, but I was born in Canada, I should say. That's what I meant. But anyway, if you had Inspector Gadget, those don't seem to excite them as much as the new TV shows. And so on their iPads, there's this thing called, I call it Green YouTube. We all call it Green YouTube, but it's called Safe Vision. And it's $12.99 or something, or $32.99, or $29.99 for the whole year. So it's like $2 a month. And you get to choose all the YouTube channels. So I had just put down Half Asleep Chris, which is this guy who has cats, a Lego channel. I don't know, there's a few other channels, some science channels and stuff like that. So I'm thinking of going through and really reducing that as well, and then giving them a half hour at night they can watch TV, and then they just have to read more books. So basically you have to read more books. Because here's the thing, and this is a hard truth. This is hard. Like, I almost want to cry when I say this, but I read this on someone's blog or something, and it said, it was about a book she was reading, but she didn't tell the book. She didn't say the book because she was reviewing it later, she said. Or I didn't read the whole article. Could be either. And she said that she read in this book that the iPad is making your son more autistic. And I thought, is it? Is it? So I thought about it overnight. I was like, and I thought about it. And I realized it's certainly not helping the situation. Because, for two reasons. Aside the fact that, according to my husband, aside the fact that it's escapism, and aside from the fact that it is stopping interaction among, like, it's like a barrier, right? What does he do when he needs to relax? The iPad. What does he do when he needs to do? And there's other techniques he can use that are probably more appropriate and more beneficial as he gets older. But the thing is, and this is what hurts the most, is he deep dives into his interests on the iPad. Which you'd think, okay, except that his interests right now, for example, are like the world wars. And this has been a few years. So I don't mind him reading kid stuff on it, and disasters and stuff, and reading kid versions of it where I can see exactly what he's reading. But he will watch adult versions. He will find them. I don't know how he finds them. I don't know. I imagine just searching, especially because I don't let him watch YouTube, but he'll search in YouTube music because he adores music. And yeah. So he's kind of just too much in that. Too much in that. We want to take you out of that a little bit and have you read, but also have you pursue other interests. So that just hurt reading that and seeing that. So I don't know if that information is motivation to you or it's helpful. And keep in mind, for one of my sons has ADHD. And I tried all different medicines, supplements, like everything you can think of. And the thing that affected him most, and keep in mind that my other son, my middle son, is on, I mean, we're all on a healthy diet, but it's especially important for him with the autism. It is especially important. Like, there is like a dramatic shift. The ADHD child, there's not a dramatic shift. But what there is a dramatic shift for is the iPad. Like, taking it away, he can sleep at night. It's less stress of him going to bed. So there's a lot of benefits to it. So sometimes you just have to do what's in the best interest of your children, even if you yourself want to sit around and watch a lot of TV. I do. I want to watch YouTube. I know. I want to search for things to buy. I want to watch royal news. I get it. But I'm going to try. And not only am I doing that for, do you know how much stuff you get done in the day if you don't lay around and watch TV, if you don't scroll? You actually get a lot done. Now, keep in mind that there is a relaxed period where I can watch that. But even then, or I have audios or podcasts on while I'm doing stuff. But first of all, even Jesus went away to have some silence. So sometimes you need some silence around you so you can hear your own thoughts. And two, at least if I do listen to stuff, to be discriminatory, stuff that's going to improve my life somehow, but not all the time, because again, it can be a form of escapism, right? And I do have audiobooks I listen to, and currently I'm okay listening to audiobooks because there's not a lot I like. So I go through phases where I'm like, oh, I like this book. For some reason, I just like reading better. And yes, that's a form of escapism. And yes, I'm okay with that. So you just have to choose what you're okay with, because the reading of the books doesn't make me want to like continually search for something or scroll for something. So TV shows, all right, so I might as well show you TV shows that I'm considering for when, because I'm thinking of giving them some time to watch TV. First of all, I got the Science Shepherd. I have the astronomy series. I ordered the DVDs because we're going to do more DVDs. The problem with DVDs, I'll tell you right now, because we get a ton of DVDs for the library I have for the last few years. It's like this thing I have about a bunch of DVD players. Every time we moved, if we lost a DVD player, my parents' house have DVD players. Is the problem with movies and things from the library is, and not to discourage you from doing this, but they always skip. Like there's especially popular ones, there's almost always a damaged spot where you have to, which it's fine, because whenever is there a movie like, oh my gosh, I don't want to miss a single second of it. That's not often. And I still can do streaming services, but just being very selective into what you watch, because you only have so much time during the day. And you want your kids, you want to be the biggest influence on your kids, not TV, not other friends. And the thing is to be around them, even if you're not interacting with them, just be around them. So that's the thing too, where I don't want everyone going off into their separate spaces, which I used to like, watching their iPads in quiet. And I used to pray for that because they were little and they were all over me. And now it's like, I don't want that anymore. I don't need that anymore. Okay. So these are what I was considering. My Little Pony, Half Asleep Chris, which is the guy with cats. Then My Little Pony is the one from when I was a kid, right? You can get it free on YouTube. Disney movies. I was thinking Mandalorian, we all watched together. Bluey, we all watched together, which not into cartoons, not into TV. But I started watching Bluey on accident, and it's adorable. It's fantastic. I really enjoy it. I'm also on season 1, so I think there's a lot to go through. Cosmo and Friends, it's about this robot I was letting my son watch. That's My Little Ponies, Inspector Gadget. And I think that's about it. Yeah, this is our schedule if you want to see it. There's a couple more shows I'll show you in a second, but play, chocolate smoothies, breakfast, school starts, then kids play or playground, then craftivity or activity, then snack time, possible table time. So snack and school, and then playtime until lunch again, lunch and learning, group quiet time. So we all read together in the living room. And then there's a closet there full of special magnets and special toys that they can only bring out during quiet time. Okay, so then, anyway, so I know it looks like a tough schedule, or like, for me, it looks like an overscheduled thing. I get it. Like, that's a lot to do, but a not a lot to do. I don't know. Maybe it does look like that to you. Maybe it doesn't. I have no idea. But to me, it's like, oh, it's hefty. Okay, Bluey, Mandalorian, and then one night per week, dad and son time, or on weekends, they can watch maybe a show they like, so that when you do watch YouTube, it's special. You know, so when you do watch a movie together, you're not constantly looking at your phone and bored. No, the movie's entertaining enough. So those are things to consider, things to think about. And yeah, I would like to know what apps. Oh, I also like Mark Rober. But again, some things that are too exciting, I think that's just got to be like a weekend thing, you know, where we watch. And there's a lot of shows that I would like for the kids, but if they take the Lord's name in vain, that really bothers me. Even though I do it all the time, I'm trying not to do it. If anyone has any tips about how not to do it, I'm desperate for them, because I am trying. And actually, I curse more than that now. So I don't do that too often anymore. I curse a lot, and I'm trying not to. And if you have any advice on how to stop cursing, what I came up with based on all the life coaching and studying I have done in my life, I have decided that if I do curse, what I'm going to do is I'm going to repeat that sentence again 3 times using a different word, using like how I should have phrased it, kind of thing, just to try and retrain my brain. Anyway, thanks for tuning in. I'll keep posting if you keep wanting to see videos. Take care. Bye-bye.